Hey guys, it's SoFlo Josh and I'm over here at Ford of Kendall to film this 2024 Ford Bronco Raptor for y'all. With that being said, let's go ahead and get out to the exterior and let's talk about the Bronco Raptor. Now I want to give a huge shout out to Ford of Kendall for allowing me to film the 2024 Bronco Raptor. If you guys are interested in purchasing a Bronco or any other Ford vehicle, make sure to go ahead and contact Anthony. He'll be able to assist you. Now let's go ahead and talk about the Bronco. The Bronco has the exact same style of changes you would expect from the regular version to a Bronco. Just like the F-150 and the Ranger Raptor, now we have a Bronco Raptor. Now it's been a few years, it's been about 2 or 3 years since Ford has come out with the Bronco Raptor. Let's talk about the styling. Now up at the front we do have amber style headlights over here with your full LED lights as well. You do have high beam assist down here whenever you flash it, which is really good. Ford logo right there, written across, which is very, very nice. You have the 3 marker lights right up here on the front. I love the front end design of the Bronco. You know it's a Bronco when it's coming at you, especially a Raptor, because the Raptor, compared to that of the regular Bronco, has the Ford logo stamped across. Now, the regular Bronco actually just says Bronco right across, and I quite like this styling change. We do have a honeycomb style finish to the front grille, and over here we do have a nice steel finish to the bumper. Rigid fog lights right up over here into the front. You have your tow hook, and then you have more steel, and you also do have a whole entire coverage underneath the vehicle for off-roading and Baja driving. Now getting over here to the side of the vehicle, we have these nice wide fenders, and now for 2024 we have painted fenders, which is a first time that we've seen the painted fenders, and you can get a whole entire blacked off top roof for the Bronco Raptor, which is really good to see for the 2024 model year. We do have these active vents over here to extract some heat, as well as over here on the hood you can see they are completely functional vents for the Raptor. Ford did not skimp off on anything. Everything is functional in this vehicle for multiple purposes. Your Baja driving, you're gonna probably be driving very, very fast and very, very hard. You need some cooling for that V6 engine underneath the hood. And speaking about that, let's go ahead and talk about it very quick, because one cool thing that Ford recently just came out with is that we have a tune that you can buy for the 3.0 liter V6 twin turbocharged engine for the Bronco Raptor. Now on base format we have 418 horsepower and 440 pound-feet of torque. Now with the tune you actually get more horsepower and more torque for this engine, and it's actually factory backed warranty for this engine. Now of course the only way you can go ahead and have it warranted is if you go ahead and do the tune at your dealership. You can go ahead and now purchase the tune, so just letting you know about that. But amazing engine underneath the hood. All of that power is sent through a 10-speed automatic transmission, and we have a part-time 4-wheel drive system with this vehicle. Let's go ahead and continue talking about the exterior. Now over here we drop it down, we have that BF Goodrich all-terrain TA KO2 wheels, which are fantastic. They just came out with the KO3s and I've been hearing rave reviews for that one, but this one has the KO2, so we probably will be seeing the KO3s implemented maybe next year. We do have these beadlock style 17-inch wheels with a two-tone effect. You have this carbonized gray with a nice matte finish black fin at the center of it. And then underneath over here at the suspension we do have Raptor style Fox Life valve shocks right here, which is really good. I'm happy to see that we have Fox shocks up at the front, and we also have it at the rear. We'll talk more about that when we continue. Over here at the side mirrors we do have your turn indicators, but we also do have marker lights. Since this vehicle is very wide, at a certain point of certain inches you have to, by US DOT, put marker lights. So that's why we see the orange marker light here, and then we see the red light right here, so vehicles coming from the side will be able to go ahead and see you have the marker lights right there. We also have a steel finish to your steps to get into the vehicle. And cool thing about the Broncos is you can go ahead and remove the front and back door as well as the whole entire roof, so you can go ahead and enjoy the open air to its full potential. Now over here at the rear, we do have Raptor Fox reservoir shocks at the rear, which is going to really help whenever you are Baja driving. Cool little Easter egg that I noticed from the bat was this 1969, 2019, and then 2022 Bronco silhouettes that we have there, which is really nice to see. You're going to always notice that whenever you are filling up your vehicle. But just look at how wide this vehicle is with these front fenders. They are probably the widest front fenders I've seen on a vehicle in this category. It's even wider than what you would see in the new 4Runner actually. And getting over here, the tail lights are very different from what you see in the regular Bronco. We have this divided style finish to it, which actually looks better than the regular style Broncos. I quite like it. Full LED lights, turn signals, and reverse lights. We don't have a steel bumper up here at the rear, but it is a plastic bumper, which is kind of, you know, regular within the industry. A lot of other cars have a steel front bumper and then they have a plastic front rear bumper. We have two tow hooks right here. You have your hitch receiver right there with your 7-pin and 3-pin with a tow hook as well. And over here we do have dual outlet exhaust for that awesome 3.0 liter V6 underneath the hood. Now opening up the rear compartment area right here, as you can see, it is a large door, so that means you're going to be able to swing it out. And the good thing is that it swings out to the side. That means it's easier to parallel, whenever you are parallel parking, you're able to access this door off to the side instead of it swinging out like what they have for the Land Rover Discovery. You also do have a glass that does lift up, and now you have complete access into the rear compartment. Now this is a lot of space. I will say this is a huge amount of space. Remember, since you have a more squared off finish to it, you're gonna have a ton of space to put things into the rear cargo area. As you see, very low in step in for putting stuff in. You could put a TV and so on and so forth. Let's actually go ahead and lower the rear seats. So now that we went ahead and lower all the rear seats, as you can see, there is a little bit of a hump to go ahead and put things in, but that's quite normal. I mean, this vehicle is an off-road vehicle. They've done some improvements to the rigidity of this vehicle. They've added some strut bars and so on and so forth. Speaking about that, let's go ahead and close this rear door really quick. You actually do have a rear strut brace at the top portion of the frame. As you can see right there, this is going to be great for rigidity, especially when you're off-roading and Baja driving as well. So let's go ahead and close the rear trunk area. So getting into the rear area now, check out the door panels. As you see, we have this nice fabric style finish to it. It's like a nice texturized finish, which is soft padding, as well as soft padding right here with your door grip, so you can go ahead and close the door. We have a strap right here with the orange accent. Very nice. We also have that same steel loading area to go ahead and step onto and get into the vehicle. Now getting into the vehicle, as a tall person, I kind of hit my head just a little bit over here, and that's only because, you know, I'm pretty tall, so you're always gonna probably hit your head if you're a tall person. But nonetheless, sitting back here, very plush seats. I love the fabric that they have here. It has like a two-tone or two material effect. We have leather, and then we have some Alcantara as well across the back and in the bottom section. Sitting behind myself, I fit pretty good, 6 feet tall, and I have roughly about 3 inches of legroom space. My feet fit very comfortably, and I have a ton of headroom left as well, which is really good. But the overall seats feel great. We have your release back here to go ahead and lower and higher up your windows, and then we also have some outlets as well. We have a AC outlet and then another AC outlet as well with USB type C's. So really good. Overall, feels fantastic back here. I like how everything is so far, and it feels very comfortable in the back, and you actually see very much out of the front hood from the rear, so this is going to be really good. Now let's go ahead and get into the getting into the front area. As you can see, same exact materials that we saw over there in the back are carried over here. There's a little bit of a hard plastic on the top part right here, but you still have the soft padding right here as well, which is great. We do have more soft padding on here, and then you have that grab handle with the same exact orange strap to put stuff in. Really like the way that they've not covered this up, these little bolts, that you can actually remove them and you actually can put different things in aftermarket and so on and so forth. And right over here, as you see, it says lift. This is exactly where you would lift up the door to get into, to go ahead and take these doors off, which is really nice. You got your Ford Performance logo. We have full power seats up at the front with tilt and forward, but we do only have 2 style for the lumbar control, so it's only front and back. It's not the 4 style that we see. Nice Bronco logo right there with the carbon fiber styling for the trim level. And then you have all of your switch gears for your front lights, and then you have your trunk release, and then you have your also parking emergency brake. So getting in, the front section actually is better getting into compared to the rear section. I think that's just because of the way that they've designed the rear doors compared to the front doors. There's a little bit of a difference, but stepping wise, pretty easy. The grab handles right here, it's actually not over here, which I kind of wish that it was over here instead of it being down here. But nonetheless, right over here we have a large, nice, thick sport steering wheel with the carbon fiber trim all around with that Raptor logo. We do have your R logo right there. You go ahead and put that, and that will go ahead and put you into R mode, which is Raptor mode. You have your suspension set up as well. Your exhaust, you can go ahead and change your exhaust to, you know, Baja or Sport or quiet mode, which is pretty cool. And in your suspension, you can change it into multiple parts as well. As you can see, normal, sport, and off-road. But behind the steering wheel, we do have a full-on 12-inch gauge cluster that you can actually customize just a little bit. As you see right over here, you can change the status. You can see how you're off-road, what you have right now, your trajectory. You have your gauges as well, which is pretty cool, and then you have your oil pressure, engine oil temperature, and so on and so forth, which is pretty nice. I quite like the fact that we have so much customizations within this 12-inch digital gauge cluster, and it looks very high resolution. It's very fast, very responsive. They've done changes to it, so it is a lot faster. We do have all our gauges up there as well, and your fuel gauge right over there to the far right. So let's go ahead and continue talking about the interior. We have a nice 12-inch Sync 4 touchscreen display. Now, this does come with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto wirelessly, which is really good to hear. And you can go ahead and change multiple things. You can even change these little side sections to go ahead and look at like your off-road, your pitch and roll, and so on and so forth. Now, when you do have your wireless Apple CarPlay implemented into this, you can do half of the screen with the wireless Apple CarPlay, and over here to the side you can actually change the way that it looks, so that's going to be easier. So you have all these like little menus that you can go through, as you see off to the side, and you can choose, like for example, if you have something on the navigation of the Sync 4, you can go ahead and see it off here, and then you have the wireless CarPlay over here off to the side. But really nice soft padding all on the top. We'd have the B&O speaker system for this model, which I've heard mixed reviews. I've heard people say that it's good, I heard people say that it's bad. I'm indifferent about it. With my car, I mean, I have a Honda HR-V, and the car isn't that great when it comes to, you know, speaker quality. This is actually 10 times better. Trust me, it's 10 times better. We do have this little charging area as well, USB Type-C and a USB style, which is actually really nice because you can go ahead and attach your GoPro or anything else up here at the front. So you could just put it in there and it actually charges, and it will be powered the whole entire time. Over here we have some switches for your front stabilizer bar disconnect. We have front locking differential, a rear locking differential button, which is really nice. I'm happy to see that. We have your traction control off, and then we have this button right here to turn on your parking emergency lights, which is good. Bronco logo right there. We have nice materials as well across everything. We have this nice shifter for your 10-speed automatic transmission, putting it into reverse over here. 360 degrees camera with trajectory as well, so you can go ahead and see the line. Now you can increase and change the way you want to see it. So if you just want to have the rear camera to see exactly how close you are to maybe the cliff, if you are driving off-roading and stuff like that, you can go ahead and do that. But nonetheless, really nice to see. We have all these functionalities as well. We have a wider view and you know, fisheye lens view, and then we have this 3-stage view, which I think it's great that Ford is offering so many different things for your, you know, backup camera assist. We have hotkeys as well for your automatic start stop button, camera system, and then we have climate controls. I'm so happy to see that Ford has physical climate controls and did not embed it into the touchscreen. We have some areas right here. We have a wireless charging pad right there, USBs, and we have 2 cup holders, and you have your window switch gears. Remember how I told you that the door is completely removable, so you still have to have window switch gears here. We have our GOAT mode, so we can go ahead and actually change the drive modes. We have normal, we have off-road, Baja, we got rock call, and we have sport, we have tow haul mode, and then we have a slippery finish as well, which is pretty cool. So you have to switch into 4-wheel drive, 4 high, 4 low as well to go ahead and implement some of the drive modes. Like for example, Baja, you actually have to be in 4 high in order to go ahead and implement that. We do have 4 automatic, so once you press that, it will automatically change into 4x4, and it will go ahead and disconnect or reconnect the front wheels or the rear wheels. But nonetheless, really nice interior. We have this nice fabric style finish for the center console, and then we have a little tray, and we have a lot of storage there. We get our 12-volt right here as well, our 12-volt socket, but everything feels really good. You could see very well out the side of the vehicle, these large windows, and it's upright, it's squared off, so you know it's going to be fantastic. Now let's go ahead and continue. Let's finish off. The glove compartment is damp but not lined with felt whatsoever, but I'm very happy. I love the overall interior styling, especially with the carbon fiber, the steering wheel with the 12 o'clock right here up at the top. Fantastic vehicle. Now let's go ahead and take this bad boy out for a drive. So let's go ahead and put it into drive. Very straightforward, and down. Now let's take it out to South Dixie really quick. Over here off to the side, I actually have the salesperson Anthony. He's one of the people who works over here, so if you guys are interested once again in purchasing a Bronco or any other Ford for that matter, make sure to go ahead and contact him. He'll be able to assist you. So driving the Bronco, this is my first time actually driving a Bronco at all, so I'm very happy to see and drive the Bronco Raptor, because this has the V6 underneath the hood. Now the regular Bronco, you can get a V6 as well, but it's not this type of V6. It's not a twin turbocharged V6 like this one. So we're gonna go ahead and take it out to the road. And so far, power delivery feels fantastic. I mean, I have it right now in 2 high. I don't have it in 4 high or 4 auto. So all that power is sent to the rear wheels. And you can go ahead and, you know, you feel the weight of this vehicle, yes, but I mean, it's a Bronco Raptor. You're gonna enjoy the way that this vehicle handles. Once we get over here to the slide, I'll go ahead and put it into sport mode really quick, actually. And then we'll leave the exhaust into sport as well. In order to go ahead and put the exhaust in Baja mode, you actually have to have it for the off-road Baja setting, which is quite unfortunate. I kind of wish that they would do something different with that, but you can actually hear more of that twin turbocharged V6 from the rear. Now let's go ahead and take it over here, and I'll do a light acceleration really quick. Ooh, it feels really good, and you actually can hear the blow-off valve from underneath the hood. So very nice. I'm happy to see that Ford has actually included some of that features that underneath the hood, and they didn't just mitigate it with some fabrics that they put underneath the hood to insulate it. No, they added everything to go ahead and add that, you know, feedback that you would want from a vehicle. Now the suspension feels very good. It's actually very soft at the front. Right now I have it in sport actually, so we're gonna feel a little bit of a firmness to it, but not too firm, which is quite good. Now we're gonna take it over here off to the right, and we're gonna go ahead and downshift a little bit. We have it I just love hearing that exhaust. It sounds really good. And we'll drive it a little bit harder. Yeah, now this is something else. Now I know a lot of people love the 4Runner and everything like that. The V6 is going away. Ford is still offering a V6 underneath the hood, so think about that for a second. Toyota's going away from it. Ford is still offering it. Is it a no-brainer to get this over the 4Runner? 100%. You know, you have a V6 twin turbocharged underneath the hood, Ford performance, and now with that tune that you can go ahead and make more horsepower. It's just insane. Feels really good. These paddle shifters over here off to the back. Now this is a 10-speed automatic transmission, so you can't actually shift all the way to the 10th speed for the transmission, but they do it so then when you go over to a certain amount of speed, you can get to that 10th speed with paddle shifting it. But overall, really love the way this vehicle feels. As for exterior sound wise, there is not so much being piped in from the exterior. Now those KO2s are huge, of course, but they aren't gonna be intruding too much into the sound. Now when you get into the highway, yes, of course, it's gonna go ahead and intrude into the cabin, which is quite normal. Let's go ahead and floor it one more time. And you can hear that V6, that trombone that you would expect from a V6. Almost reminds me of the GTR V6 underneath that vehicle. And this just sounds insane. Now, this is a dual outlet exhaust. This is not a quad outlet exhaust like that GTR, but it feels fantastic. But let's go ahead and take it back to the dealership and let's wrap up the video for today. So now we're back over here at the dealership. Let's go ahead and shut off the vehicle and get out to the exterior and finish this video. Now, I have to say I am quite impressed with the Bronco Raptor completely. This vehicle feels very sturdy. The improvements that Ford has done compared to the regular Bronco is absolutely insane for this vehicle. Now, this is probably one of my favorite Raptors right now that you can get on the market. We do have, like I said, the Ranger Raptor. I believe we had one. They had one up here at the front, but no, they don't. But this is probably my favorite. I love the suspension travel to it. It feels more sturdier. With the Wrangler, you kind of feel like you're, you know, always kind of having to steer back into the lane. With this, you don't really feel that. It feels a lot more sturdy. You could feel that with the suspension, the stabilizer bar at the front, and so on and so forth. But the vehicle feels great. Now for the pricing, this vehicle does start at $90,000. The one over here tested is around $99,000. So just keep that in mind. It is going to be a lot more expensive than your typical Wrangler or Rubicon, but then again, you have a twin turbocharged V6 underneath the hood compared to that Wrangler Rubicon where you have that Pentastar V6. So this is quite honestly a no-brainer to get this vehicle. Now once again, huge shout out to Kendall Ford for allowing me to film this vehicle. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.